The cyclocross season is fast approaching and we are all hoping for our best season yet, to hone in on our inner wout and fly off the front and get good results. It doesn't always work that easily. We're not all wout, but here are my 5 top tips that help me go from a lapped rider to a league winner within the space of a couple of years. Firstly, number 1, I know everyone hates running, but knowing when to run. This was a big one for me. Yes, I am quite a good runner, but I see it all the time with riders further down the pack that are grizzing out through the thickest mud, trying to ride it, clogging up their bike, not actually moving any faster than the guy next to them walking, but refuse to get off their bike. It is just time to use the brain. It is so important to know when it is crucial to get off and run, keep your bike in a better condition so that you can make it back to pits for a bike change and keep your momentum up. It is so important in cyclocross to keep moving at your max speed for the conditions. So if it's muddy, knowing when to run is so important, and it helped me massively. Which brings me on to point number 2, the remount. I have seen this, I have failed at this miserably, and it is a skill that I recommend everyone gets dialed. You will see the stutter step. Yes, I fell victim to this, and you lose so much momentum if you can't remount a bike correctly. It is the best way I've described it, and I still have to say this in my head: right, left, leg over the bike. Right, left, leg. And that is what I have to say. As soon as my left foot hits the floor, I'm then thinking the next move is leg over the bike. I'm not shooting myself up in the air. I'm trying to get the inside of my quad on the far side of the saddle and then sliding down, so that I don't damage me sack, ladies and gentlemen. At some point in the season, you are going to have to do dismounts, remounts. So the remount was something that I massively struggled with. Also, practice your dismounts, because I've been stuck in my pedals once and went straight into a hurdle. Looked like a complete chopper. Dismounts, remounts, get them dialed. If you've got to go down the park and just practice that right, left, leg, once you get it nailed, the momentum and speed you hold when you remount the bike is a game changer. Number 3, the race start. Boy, oh boy, does Georgie boy love a race start. Yes, I practice these so much. Knowing where to have your pedal, what foot you prefer starting on clipped in so that the other comes straight up, clips in, and you are good to start accelerating, putting down the power. Now, I'm not telling you, if you're a 20th place rider, to go balls to the wall and try and stay with the front guys, because that is silly. I've been there, I have done that. But what I'm saying is you can lose a race at the start. Don't get me wrong, you can't win one either. But if you're not getting clipped in and your riders from behind are pulling in front of you, and you've then got to battle your backside off to try and get through that field, you're wasting energy, you're losing the front riders, you're losing the group you should be with. Whereas all it takes is, like every ride, just either at the start or end, just practice a few race starts, 3 race starts, get clipped in, 10-second sprint, and then recover, do it again. When I was absolutely trying to get as fast as I could on a bike and get the best results I could, race starts were a staple in my training. Twice a week I'd do them. Now this one, I am in a fortunate position where, yes, I have 2 bikes, and I'm not going to lie to you, having 2 bikes for cyclocross is a game changer. You go out to Belgium, those guys have 3 bikes. Now, it's not just about having the 2 bikes, it is about having the pit crew to help you out. I am lucky enough that Del Boy and Gravel Granny travel around with me and Ben, stand in a cold, wet, miserable pits and change our bikes for us and make sure they come out clean. It's a game changer. I've raced with one bike before. Your bike gets clogged up. It's so hard to get to the finish. just sometimes the conditions are awful. Yes, not all the time do you need two bikes, but if you want to be at the pointy end, it is a massive advantage. Now, I know not everyone's got the space, the funds, etc. to have two bikes, but being realistic, the gains you make from having two, when you hit that bike change, get a fresh bike and can start hammering it again, it is night and day between just racing on one bike. But yes, the pit crew is also key. You need two nutters to stand in the pits for you. Next up, we have line choices. Now, don't get me wrong, I love a dive bomb.
Yeah, buddy!
But is it always the best line? Absolutely not. I've learnt this the hard way. I always used to think the inside line was the best line because it was the shortest line. I wasn't going to have to travel as far. I could save energy, but sometimes it is so much quicker going around the outside, picking a different line, and that is why it's so important to get practice laps in as well. Learn from the riders around you during practice, during the race, because you will pick up so many things from seeing how different people take lines, and you can save energy, keep your bike in a good condition through sometimes taking the outside line or finding a different line. And I always try and do a practice lap around someone that's better than me, someone that's a better cross rider than me. It's great when Ben's at the same race as me because I can see the lines he takes. He's really good at spotting a line, knowing what's going to be the fastest, and it's not always chopping up the inside, because it's about being able to hold your speed, not having to waste a lot of energy getting back up to speed, and sometimes a wider line is far, far superior. Now for the bonus tips, a solid warm-up. When I first started, I always used to think, why are people on the rollers burning out, wasting their energy before a cyclocross race? And now I know it's because your heart rate goes from 0 to 1 trillion on the start straight. Yes, you heard that right. It is balls to the walls. It hurts, and that start is painful. If your legs are cold, we're normally stood around in cold, miserable conditions all winter. I'm not really selling this right now. It's lovely cyclocross. It's sunny, it's dry, it's a lovely day out, people are nice. But no, in all seriousness, getting warm, getting the legs pinging, getting firing. My warm-up's been a staple now since like 2021, when I started doing this warm-up. It was 5 minutes easy, then I'd ramp up to about 300 watts over 8 minutes, then I'd have a little break and then do a few 10-second efforts with 50-second recovery. It's about a 20-minute warm-up, gets everything firing, gets everything moving, and you're ready to ping it on the start. Now, I know now that I am a father, it is not always easy to get a warm-up in because you've got other things going on. But if you can, getting on the rollers is a game changer. Lastly, and most importantly, go out there, have fun, suffer. It's gonna hurt. It is painful. Cyclocross is the most painful discipline because it is every man or lady for himself. There is nowhere to hide. It's not like these weak crit and road riders where you just sit in and pop out at the end for a sprint. This is war. I tell you, it is war. But make sure you're out there having fun, have some banter with the people around you. Get stuck in. It is wicked. Sometimes you got to throw that dive bomb in there, stick the elbow out, get physical because it's fun to get involved, start racing, start battling. It is the best fun, but that is most important. Get out there, have fun, get involved. If you haven't tried cyclocross before, I recommend this year you get out there, have a bash and see how fun it can be. Yes, it's cold, yes, it's sometimes muddy, but it's epic. You will always have someone to race, always have someone to battle against. I hope these tips can help someone, and if you guys have got any tips, if you're new to cyclocross or things that you have done, comment them down below and I'll catch you in the next video.